We build rockets. We conquer orbits. We map the stars, calculate the gravity of Jupiter, and send probes beyond the solar system. We know so much about the distant, the unreachable, the invisible. But the moment we look down, there's silence. The ocean is closer, more accessible, and yet almost entirely unknown. 95% of its depths remain unexplored. Only 5%. That's all we truly know. The rest? Silence. Have you ever wondered why? Why, with all our technology, all our satellites, deep sea stations, and sensors, we still know almost nothing about what lies beneath our feet? We speak confidently about wormholes, time, other worlds. But the moment we talk about the ocean, everything becomes vague, as if someone doesn't want us to look down. Maybe because what's down there would change everything. Water isn't just an element. It's alive. It remembers. It absorbs. It transmits. It has no shape, yet takes any form. It holds the memory of everything it ever touched. We know how it behaves in labs, but not what it holds in the deep, especially where light doesn't reach, where no human has ever stood, where no one can hear. There are points in the deep ocean where sound warps, where instruments fail, where signals vanish like something's shutting them off. There are recorded sounds, deep, massive, unexplainable. Even the military can't identify them. They're called bloops, something huge moving in the dark. No one knows what it is. Why do we know so little about the Mariana Trench? Why has no expedition ever stayed there long? Why is deep-sea research always limited, always controlled? What's down there? Or maybe not who, but what? Something that must never reach the surface. Whenever the ocean's depth is involved, everything gets restricted. There are no hundreds of private expeditions like there are to Everest or space. No stream of vloggers diving into the trench. No breaking news of someone reaching the bottom and showing us the truth. Everything we know is filtered, archived, allowed. And here's a fact. In 1997, a powerful underwater sound was recorded in the South Pacific. It lasted 7 minutes. It came from a depth where, according to science, nothing should live. They called it the Bloop, a massive, low-frequency roar captured by U.S. Navy hydrophones. It was so powerful, it was heard across thousands of kilometers. It sounded organic, alive. But whatever it was, it had to be dozens of times larger than any known whale. No one explained it, they just shut it down. It was a signal, a movement, a launch, and it wasn't the only one. There is something under the ocean, something that reacts when we try to go deeper, something that doesn't like us crossing the boundary. You know what's strange? We're obsessed with space. Yet no astronaut has ever gone live, uncensored, in open space. Every image, filtered, animated, stitched together, edited. So what if we're not in space at all? What if we live inside a sealed system, underwater, and what we call space is just a projection above us, a dome holding pressure, light, and illusion? Look at the stars on a clear night, through a telescope, through a camera. They shimmer, they ripple, they flicker, like light seen through water. Many have compared it to standing in a pool looking up at the ceiling lights. Here's another fact. The known ocean depth is around 11 kilometers at the Mariana Trench. And yet, satellite images and Google Earth maps blur out sections of the ocean, areas with perfect geometric shapes, massive anomalies, straight lines, and structures that don't match natural geology. Why doesn't anyone explore them? Why are ocean zones the most restricted? Also, remember this. Water is the heaviest substance. It can isolate. It can hide. Maybe the stars are not suns far away. Maybe they're projections. Maybe space isn't up. It's the simulation ceiling. And the real outside is down. What if the dome doesn't keep us from escaping, but keeps water from flooding in? What if we're not flying through space but floating in something far more complex? There's one place where the ocean seems to erase reality, the Bermuda Triangle. Between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, just ocean on the map. But in practice, a zone of vanishing. Since 1945, hundreds of ships and planes have disappeared. Some vanished right before people's eyes. One of the most famous cases, Flight 19. 5 Navy bombers on a routine training flight, gone. The commander reported, "We don't know where we are. The ocean doesn't look right." In 1965, a passenger plane with 89 people disappeared. They radioed, "We see the shore." And then, nothing. They were just 80 kilometers from land. No wreckage ever found. In 1991, the yacht Pegasus was found adrift. Engine running. Food on the table. But not a single person on board. No signs of struggle. No radar traces. Time had stopped. In that region, instruments fail. Compasses spin. GPS gives wrong coordinates. Time skips or freezes. Electronics shut down for no reason. Even modern Boeing pilots report that while flying over the triangle, they have to double-check everything manually. Because their tech lies. Seismologists have discovered strange hollow zones under the triangle. Massive caverns that seem artificial. Norwegian researchers once said that perhaps enormous gas pockets exist there, but their structure appeared too symmetrical. That statement vanished from official sources within 48 hours. So what is this? An oceanic portal? A glitch in the simulation? One thing's clear. The Bermuda Triangle is where logic fails, and where the ocean shows its true face. We don't know what's in the deep. We don't know why ocean floor maps are censored. We don't know why stars behave like lights underwater. We don't know why we're told to look up, but almost never down. And maybe, it's not that we can't know. It's that we're not allowed to. Maybe the truth is sealed away, outside the limits of this illusion. Or maybe the very attempt to know everything is the trap. Because once you realize that almost everything you were told was filtered, you start to feel it. Reality breathes. It isn't flat. It isn't linear. It isn't stable. It moves. And the depth is not just beneath our feet. It's within us. Thank you for being here. Maybe we don't know the truth. But one thing's certain. They're not going to tell us. So observe, watch, feel, and never trust the words. Especially when they tell you, there's nothing interesting in the ocean.